Good afternoon and welcome to the Cannon Academy Homeschool. My name is Venus Cannon and I am currently a homeschool grandmother. Today I'd like to talk about different ways to keep records. Here in the state of Indiana, we are only required to keep attendance records, which should have at least 180 days. Some people have more. But I know a number of people asked how do you do grades and things like that also. So I'm going to try to touch over that here fairly quick. So in the past, I have bought the teacher grade books, lesson planners and things when I find them cheap. Because I am a homeschooler, I do not have 30 to 40 children, so I do not go down and just put one assignment across for each child. I give them each a section and mark it off, and I keep track of how many assignments we do a day and put their letter grades in accordingly. Now, a lot of people think that homeschoolers get 100s on every single page, but they do not. It depends on where they're at, if they want to correct their papers or not, and sometimes the older children do not want to do corrections, and so they're stuck with the grade that they get in my book. Now, another thing I do is I have these sheets that I made on another computer back when my daughter was homeschooling, and as you can see, I have the Cannon Academy Homeschool written at the top, and this is a grade book. What I do is I put the name of each subject here, and I would put my daughter's name. Now I have different children in the family, so I would put their names instead. And up here, I have room to put the dates. And I will even put the school year, and sometimes I will put how old the child is when we do this. There's a place for me to do the daily points and average that out by dividing it by how many grades they, how many pieces of work they've done for the day, get the average for the day. Then at the end of the week, I take this and I average all those grades together and stuff. And this particular sheet has 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. So every 2 sheets or 8 weeks, I do a report card of some sort so that I have a record if it was my own children at the time, or a record for myself and the other parents for other children in the family that I'm homeschooling. Now, attendance, I also have used that book that I showed you at first, and I also came up with this. And I can put their names on them and mark present or absent all the way across. And again, every 2 pages I do a report card and report the attendance. Now this has room for about 12 weeks. So if you wanted, you could actually do that for each child and everything. I use a notebook paper now to do figure out my 180 days, when I want breaks, things like that. And normally if I have kids whose parents want the summer off, I would not start school until after Labor Day. There's plenty of time to get your 180 days in before the June 30th end of the year mark that some people insist on sticking to. I am a year-round homeschooler whenever people want to bring their children, because some of them work, and so I'm also like the babysitter. If they're going to be here, they might as well be doing school. So I've always just carried over, and just whenever we finished the school year, we would just start the next one wherever we ended. Some people don't like that. They think you shouldn't start your next year and start counting it towards the school year until July 1st. In that regards, what you could do, because we usually finish up in May or early June, depending on when we do start, and how many days I did not have children. Because as I don't have them, I add on so that I have that 180 days. Right now I have children who are under the age of 7, and so I really don't have to stick to that too much yet, because in Indiana you don't technically have to count that until they are 7. I hope this all makes sense. Feel free to ask questions, and I will try to check and answer those as they come up. Another way to do the 180 days is you can print out one of these little calendars, which I've accidentally kept Fridays off on one side, as I took it from obviously something that was already bound. And you can check off and do your vacations and things like that. I would put a V for vacations, things like that. And that helps you see ahead of time what your plans are. Now, going back to the grade thing, now a lot of the schools just do a typewritten sheet that gives you the GPA, notes on how the child's going, what classes are they studying, who their teacher is, and their grades, of course, for the season, for the section, term 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. This is one that I've used in the past, and I stole it from the Calvert homeschool that we used to do. On theirs, they use letter grades, but theirs, a 1 is excellent, and a 4 is failing. 2 is good, and a 3 is passing. And as you can see, they've listed all the different subjects that they taught and that you were required to teach, and then they would put notes down here and send it back. Because every 20 days we had to do tests and send in certain amounts of work, and for that extra fee we would get this feedback. So I kind of stole that. I have taken old report cards from back in the day that I went or my children went, and I ran copies, whited it out, and reran the copies so I had blank spaces. Back in the day, a 1 was good, and 2 was satisfactory, and 3 was just barely passing. Maybe needed a lot of work. Now, something that I got from a Houghton Mifflin set that I had is a K-8 program card, and I think I actually have file folders that have this on it too. And it gives you little check marks that your child should be able to do at each different grade level, and this of course goes up through grade 8, which is very helpful. Now, to keep it just a tad bit simpler, now I also have this binder that I keep things in. The roll call sheet that I told you about, the grade sheets and things, they're all in here, and they are divided up in sections by children. And I have pieces falling out. I apologize. Also in here, I have loose leaf notebook paper. I have my grade scales and things like that. This one down here is the one I use. This is what each letter grade stands for, so I can do the GPA. Now also, I recently found, let me find it. I recently came across my little sheet for honor roll and what the requirements are. And I do use this, even for the small children. They might as well get used to the fact that if they want to set high goals for themselves, they can do that. They don't have to, but should they ever go to college or attend public school, this is what they're going to be stuck with. In the binder, I also have a sheet that tells what we're supposed to do a day. Now, right now, because it's summertime, we are not doing this, and I have one child 2 days a week, and the other 2 children, I may have them 4 or 5 days in the week, and I may only have them 2 days. So, going on that, each child has a folder that they decorated on the outside. Okay, this is my great-grandson, Savion's, and it tells all the chapters in our Calvert math book, and as he completes them, I put a smiley face stamp. You can have them colored in with crayons or markers and put a sticker on it. Here are the 3 pre-primers that we use, and I have circles for each story in each book as they read them, and do well. They have to be able to read with 3 or less mistakes for me to pass them to the next story. These are additional books that he's read. This would be additional writing, additional workbooks. Up here, he is in the jumbo book of Kindergarten Fun, and I have a place for any writing books we do later. Okay, and he is 5.5, and he has only been here 2 days a week for 5 weeks, so a total of 10 days, and he is doing really well. This is my 3-year-old grandson's folder, and I have had him off and on since probably October, and then at random before that, all because of COVID. So he's a little bit further, of course. He's working in the kindergarten math book as well. He's finished 1 pre-primer. He's almost through the 2nd pre-primer. He has read these stories in our Ultimate Dick and Jane book, which I will write that into Savion's also. And Zach has completed these 2 workbooks for preschool. And he is doing a Summer Brain Quest pre-K to kindergarten and a Summer Bridges pre-K to kindergarten workbook. These are other smaller workbooks I had that he's finished for writing purposes. And here are like the Hooked on Phonics and the Houghton Mifflin Watch Me Read series that I have for him that he's completed. And he is 3.5 right now. Both Zach and Savion have July birthdays, so that will be changing soon. This is my youngest granddaughter, Lily. She is 5, and she did kindergarten this year, and she is working her way to 1st grade. As you can see, she's finished all the pre-primers, and now she started the Little White House, which is a primer. She's read almost all of the Dick and Jane. She still has a couple different books in it to go through. 2 workbooks for kindergarten, and she's in the K1 for Summer Brain Quest and Summer Bridges. I do like Summer Bridges better than the Summer Brain Quest. Here are all the books that she's finished that had to do with writing, and all the Hooked on Phonics and the Houghton Mifflin readers. So I'm going to probably end it here in just a second. I do have one more thing to show you. If you do the grades like I do, where you need to know the percentage and everything, this Easy Grader thing you can find at a lot of educational stores. It's where teachers get theirs. And on one side it goes up to 50 total problems, and it will tell you up to 34 missed problems. On this other side it starts at 51 and goes to 95 problems, and you just slide it out and go down the side here by how many they've missed out of that, and it tells you the percentage. Then you can go to your grade scale, get that percentage, find out what the letter grade is for it, and put it down. Then when you figure out your averages at the end of the grade period, you can do all that as far as they are in the GPA and stuff. So I know I talked fast because I have to do 15-minute videos at this point until you get so many subscribers on YouTube. So if this was helpful, please hit like. Please feel free to subscribe because it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Every time I make a video, you will be able to know that. It will notify you if you subscribe. I just wanted to go over some of this because I know people have a lot of questions about it, and I hope that you found this very helpful. So until the next video, and I will try to get this posted soon, I will see you. Have a good summer. And goodbye from the Cannon Academy Homeschool.